Hello everyone, Darkblane here, back playing some more AFK Arena. And in this video I'm back on the test server. I just want to look at Morrow, the new Lightbearer hero. I just want to look at his skills, his signature item, and his furniture here. So let's get on with the video. Okay, I'm going to go over to the Heroes Portrait tab. Go to the Portraits tab. Shouldn't have to scroll that far since he is a light bearer. And there he is. There's Morrow. And yeah, Morrow the Dark Crow. And yep, he's a light bearer. He's going to be an intelligence type hero. He's a mage. And that's his class. And his primary role is control. So hopefully he'll have some control effects here, some crowd control. So yeah, first of all, I want to look at him. He looks really good, honestly. I like his style here. His whole black and purple looks amazing here. So yeah, I'm going to start with his skills. I'm going to start with his ultimate ability, Eye of Evil. Morrow summons the Eye of Evil that deals 200% damage 5 times to enemies within range. Enemies that are burned are unable to use their ultimate abilities for 4 seconds. And at level 2 here, damage is increased to 240%. And at level 3, burned enemies cannot use their ultimate abilities for 6 seconds. And yeah, I just gotta say, this ultimate ability is looking pretty good here. Dealing 200% damage 5 times to enemies within range. And also with his level 3, burnt enemies cannot use their ultimate abilities for 6 seconds. So that is definitely pretty good there. They're unable to use their ultimate abilities for 6 seconds. That sounds pretty good, honestly. His ultimate ability sounds pretty good. Let's move over here to Binding Terror. Morrow summons a spider that cocoons an enemy, dealing 220% damage to them, in the process also preventing them from moving for following 4 seconds. At level 2, damage is increased to 250%. Level 3, enemy is unable to move and use abilities for 6 seconds. And at level 4, damage is increased to 280%. So, this ability is dealing 280% damage with level 4. And at level 3, enemies are unable to move and use abilities for 6 seconds. So again, this is another control ability, just like his ultimate ability. Enemies will unable to move and use their abilities for 6 whole seconds. That is quite a bit of time there. This ability is also looking really good for Morrow. Let's move down here to Demonic Murmurs. Morrow releases Korgus behind the enemy that has dealt the highest total amount of damage and deals 250% damage to them, also manipulating them into attacking their own allies for 6 seconds. While the enemy target is being manipulated, they are unable to use their ultimate ability and shall not be targeted by the ability Binding Terror. And at level 2, damage is increased to 280%. And at level 3, damage is increased to 330%. So again, this one's doing quite a bit of damage, 330% with that level 3. And they're attacking, and it makes them attack their own allies for 6 seconds. So again, this is another control ability here for 6 seconds. And the heroes that are being manipulated will not be targeted by the Blinding Terror ability. So this Binding Terror ability will be able to target another enemy. So that's also really good there as well. This ability also looks really good for Morrow. Let's move over to the final one. Abyssal Retribution is a passive ability. Passive, Morrow deals an additional 220% damage to an enemy while attacking them. This ability can only target the same enemy once every 4 seconds. And at level 2, additional damage dealt is equal to 10% of all damage dealt by the enemy target, but shall not exceed 400% of Morrow's attack rating. And at level 3, this ability effects will be triggered while the enemy is being manipulated by Corgus. So this one's doing an additional 220% damage, and it can only target the same enemy once every 4 seconds. So this ability is targeting the same enemy every 4 seconds. So doing an additional 220% damage for every 4 seconds is really good there. And additional damage is dealt equal to 10% of all damage dealt by the enemy target, but shall not exceed 400% of Morrow's attack rating. So this level 2 is just pretty much doing extra damage. And this ability's effects will be triggered while the enemy is being manipulated by Corgus. So this ability will still go on while this enemy is being manipulated by Corgus there. So Abyssal Retribution also sounds amazing here. Overall, with the skills alone, Morrow sounds like he's going to be a very good light bearer. From the looks of him, he doesn't look like a light bearer, honestly. He honestly looks like a Hypogean. Like, he looks like he'd be like Leofric's brother or something, but he's apparently a light bearer here. I kind of like that. I kind of like that whole contrast. He's a light bearer, which is all about light and good, but he honestly looks very evil. Very, very contrasting, which I kind of honestly like. I like that contrast. So let's look at the signature item here, and it's called the Abyssal Tome. Signature item skill, Murder of Crows. After releasing Corgus, a murder of crows assail the enemy target, ignoring their defense rating and dealing 100% damage per second to the target until Corgus manipulation ends. So this one's doing pretty much just more damage to the enemy that is manipulated by Corgus. So just doing even more damage, which is really good there. And that his plus 10 ignores target's defense rating and deals 150% damage per second. And at plus 20, Morrow recovers health equal to 100% of the damage dealt by each of his crow's attacks. And at plus 30, allied units will prioritize their attacks against enemies have not been manipulated by the Demonic Murmurs ability. So, yeah, this plus 30 does sound really good. Allies will prioritize their attacks against enemies have not been manipulated by the Demonic Murmurs ability. So, yeah, that plus 30 sounds really good, and that plus 20 recovering health, more recovering health sounds also really good. I would say definitely either at a plus 20 or plus 30 for Morrow there. Yeah, I'd say probably bring Morrow up to plus 30 there for the extra ability. And for the exclusive furniture, let's see what the exclusive furniture has to bring for Morrow here. And it's called Devilish Pact. At his 3 of 9, when all non-summon allies have lost a combined 10% of their health, the duration of debuff effects dealt by Morrow will be extended by 5% and may be extended up to a maximum of 100%. So that sounds pretty good. When non-summon allies have lost enough health, the duration of the debuff effects dealt by Morrow will be extended. So it sounds really good there for the 3 of 9. And the 9 of 9 here. Each time an enemy uses a negative effect on an allied hero, the damaging effects of Abyssal Retribution shall be dealt to them. Ability may only be triggered once every 4 seconds. So this one's pretty much when an enemy uses a negative effect on an allied hero, the damage effects of Abyssal Retribution shall be dealt to them. So it sounds like just doing even more damage to enemies here. And the ability is only triggered once every 4 seconds, which isn't that long of a time duration here. Once every 4 seconds is pretty quick, especially when you have the 4 times ability on. So this 9 of 9 ability does sound pretty useful as well. 9 of 9 definitely sounds pretty useful. So yeah, overall, Morrow looks very good. His character model is looking really good. He might even be one of the best ones I've seen so far in this game. He definitely looks really good, and his abilities and signature item and exclusive furniture look really good as well. So this is pretty much going to be the end of the video. I just wanted to look at his skills and signature item and furniture in this video. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment anything you want to see me do in AFK Arena, and I might do it in the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.